Welcome to another episode of Dark Therapy with me, Forrest. And today is March 25th, 2024. I believe it is Monday. My day is all thrown off. I just got back from Mexico on Saturday. Um, that was a really dope trip, much needed. Um, Needed the healing, needed the escape, needed to get the fuck out of the United States. Doing something different. Usually I had dark therapy episodes on camera with another person. And, um, every once in a while we're gonna do that. I'm just trying some different shit, throwing spaghetti on the wall, seeing what sticks. I am currently in my closet. In my closet? In my closet? Shout out to Robert. But I was doing my meditation practice and I was like, let me do a little dark therapy. I've been thinking about it for a minute because I like to therapize myself. I do not know if therapize is a word. Oh well, everything's made up. But I've done traditional therapy before. Initially, it really helped, but I got to a certain level where I got in there. I was like, I'm pretty much just talking to my damn self. Because I had one therapist when I was in Houston. She would kind of drift off to Pluto, like I would see it. I'm like, yeah. And then try to do virtual therapy, which I'm not a fan of. And the therapist that I was working with, I worked with her before. Good therapist. I would definitely recommend her to other people, but it just got to that point where she was just telling me shit that I already knew, like nothing earth shattering or groundbreaking. So I found that what helps for me is to just turn on my phone, go into voice notes, and just talk about life, what I'm dealing with, old shit, new shit, all that shit. So that's what I'm going to do. I found do it in the dark closet makes it a little bit easier for me to talk about hard topics because I've been sober for almost a year. Go me. Um, and I used to use drugs as a lubrication. But then also, especially when I was on alcohol, I get hella depressed. And alcohol is a depressant. All right, there we go. Just had to press some buttons just to make sure that I could turn off this light to the phone and it was still recording. All right, I hit the button again. All right, there we go. So yeah, I'm supposed to be working, trying to get a therapist, maybe my old one, but I don't know. Try to do EMDR therapy. If you don't know what that is, just Google it. It deals with trauma and all that stuff. But I have found that using plant medicine and just talking about shit is the way that I want to go for right now, because I know you're gonna have issues. I know you're gonna have problems still, but um, I think about time. Time is all we have, and I'm like, if I'm gonna be spending my time somewhere, I want it to be like purposeful. And not saying that EMDR doesn't work, but my traumas, I don't feel like super limit me from living. I think I really romanticized them and flipped them to be like, okay, this happened to me, but here's the good in it. Here is the benefits of what I experienced. And trying to explain that to people is kind of difficult because they're like, why do you want to, so you need to come into the light. And I mean, shit happened. I'm not going to totally ignore or act like it didn't. But yeah, let me see. So, briefly talk about this trip. I do want to do something where I describe what I experienced. I'm not going to go all the way into it because there's some other shit I want to talk about. But I went to Mexico through a veterans organization, Heroic Hearts. I'll try to remember to put their website in the show notes. But leading up to that experience, I was not in a good place mentally. Um, I was tired of Ubering because I was like, I'd rather be spending my time creating. But bills don't sleep. And Ubering is mentally taxing for a creative like me, even though it's very simple. All you're doing is picking people up and dropping people off. That's simple. But once again, time. And I would often drift off while I was driving, just thinking about creating. So it's very hard for me to stay in the car. It's um, good thing that I have the voice GPS going because I would totally miss a turn. And being out in these streets, I would see a life. Just going into these affluent homes, areas, neighborhoods, like, what the fuck am I not doing right? And it's not like I want a super big ass house. I just want to be comfortable and I don't want to worry about money. And once again, I'd rather be doing something else with my time. Of course, bills, good old debt from the time that I was just trying to focus on art full time, art and comedy. That was another thing, trying to balance comedy with driving. I was like, nah, man. Because when I'm doing comedy, I like to be all in because I get into a rhythm, into a flow, and it just makes things smoother. The start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. And then also time. I was like having to drive 30 something, maybe 40 minutes for $20 when I've sold a painting for over 300 with minimal effort. And then also, I was dealing with a woman. Um, I don't feel like spending too much time going into the backstory because I've talked about it on my journal or other things. But basically, to summarize it all, she got a boyfriend, reconnected because we had dated before. Um, and initially things were great. Spending time together, the whole, text messages every day, um, sh- pictures, videos. That's my stomach talking. I need to eat here soon. What I thought were like under the surface level conversations. And then there was a shift. Communication to a drip. And I was like, okay. And I brought it up. And this happens every single time when I'm dealing with somebody. There'll be a shift, there'll be a change, and I'll just bring it up. And they'll be like, oh, well, I have had this going on, I had this going on. And I'm like, damn, you could have told me, you know, that really helps. And if somebody want to do the whole anxious something talking about relationships, start like, fine, whatever. But I feel like being an intuitive person, when there's a change, you remember like, hey, what's up? Because on the flip side, somebody, I could act like nothing's wrong, which I go back and forth though about that. It could be, overlooked shit, but hey, to be clear is to be kind. Communication is lubrication. And it keeps happening. And it's like, you know what? All the signs are here that I need to leave this alone. But I keep holding out hope. There go my stomach again. And you start thinking, oh, it ain't even really time invested, because I've brought up situations where before I'm like, this isn't working for me. And the week of, I pretty much was all like, I'm done. That's it. I even sent like a video about it, and the response is what this going on, that going. I'm like, oh my freaking goodness. We don't even want to like. And I just once again, I was like, oh. I have these talks to myself about why the fuck are you even tripping? Y'all are not even together, and that's another frustrating. Like, if you're not even together, like, why do you even want to step into something more with somebody that doesn't communicate well? There we go. I'll just say it like that. Doesn't communicate well. I got to do a better job of calling a spade because I'll justify shit. I'll I'll just like, be the whole, oh, is it me? I'm a problem. Like, no. Especially with somebody that talks a lot. Because when somebody that talks a lot, when they get quiet, all right, sums up. And it's like, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? So there was that. And I was like, yeah, it's a good thing that I'm going on this trip. I didn't have my phone for a week. It was a wellness retreat with a veterans organization. The first ceremony was psilocybin. I thought it was going to be a regular shroom trip. Nope. That motherfucker took me on a ride, a roller coaster ride, a beautiful art show. Um, saw myself as like kings in like a Aztec world or Mayan or like African some shit, some king shit. Um, I also was like, because I had on the altar, I put a picture of my mom and dad on there one day, my kids when they were like 5 and 4 or 4 and 3 or something like that. I want to say 5 and 4. And also this young lady with her family, like one of my favorite pictures because she's like standing out and shit. And so while I'm on this psychedelic journey, like I'm like calling out to her. I was saying some other things which I wish I had recorded. I was like trying to write things on the ground. Wish I had a pen and paper with me, but I will. I also went into a form of psychosis where like everything made sense and nothing made sense. And I felt like I was like cracking codes and just like, hearing his voice, like everything's gonna be okay and I'm bound by nothing. All that higher level thinking shit. And I legit thought I was in heaven. Felt like it. So there was that, the first one. And then, of course, after I came out of it, I was still under the influence of medicine, and I was just kind of, I was looking at life from a different perspective. And then the second night was at night, and I thought it was going to be a bit of the same thing, but no. Well, one, I set my intention to release pain, jealousy, and control. And so I take the rapé, which is like I forgot, it's like something that they blow up your nose. And they, even before then, they said, you might purge. And I was all like, yeah, I had already expected to purge that night because my stomach was tight. And so as soon as I took it, I felt like instant regret. I was like, why the fuck did I do this? My stomach keeps rumbling, but we're going to get through this. And, I start spitting and I'm like, all right, they got the buckets right there. And I'm like, yep. So I started purging and I purged a bucket and a half worth. And I'm just like, it's just like, I'm calling out to the dinosaurs. And I was kind of worried about sympathy purging, like kind of on the movie Stand By Me. They had the pie eating contest and they start throwing up and everybody starts throwing up. And but yeah, and it's like, took the medicine and I'm just laying there, waiting for something to like go. And I know that I took a lower dose, but I'm just laying there. I went to the bathroom, came back, and then that's where all the emotions came in. And oh yeah, even during the first one, I was like, I don't want to worry about money no more. Like, but this one, I'm just like all the emotions. I'm crying. I'm, telling, babies, I'm sorry, and I'm hearing these voices like in my head, just like beating me down, beat me down, beat me down. Just a real humbling, and just crying, man, just crying, and the shaman comes over, just hugs me, man, just give me the woman that was running it too, she hugged me as well, and the shaman just like hugging me and just like just everything's gonna be okay. And afterwards, I got through it, and I played one of the medicine woman her guitar, and I knew that was gonna make me feel better, which I do need to get a guitar with nylon strings. So that's the plan. And so got through that. Didn't do the Toad, which I did feel a little way about that, but like they were just saying that, protecting me from myself. And then we got our phones back. And of course, I'm like, I thought I would at least heard something. I know I'm away on a trip. I know I'm said I'm gonna be off the grid. But like, damn, and I miss you. Something. Nope, nothing. And so I'm like, all right. So I sent her like picture of the view and shit. And the response was like one of those, like a GPT response, like very surfacey. I'm glad you were able to experience that, and just like I was like, and so I don't know if it was the day I left, was leaving, or one of the days. I'm just like, you know, like, how's life been treating you? And just once again, a classic on the surface response. And I was all like, I was gonna say something, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna give my energy to that. And yeah, so I get back. I'm like, you know what? I'll wait. I'll just wait. And then I was like, you know what? I got your birthday gift, and because her birthday was yesterday, and souvenirs that I got. And she was like, oh, okay. She's like, you're back? I was like, yeah. It's real, real simple, plain. And we're talking about a person that talks a lot. But I don't mind it because, you know, when somebody talks a lot, you always know what they on their mind. And if they stop talking, then there's something up. And I think there we go. That's the one thing that annoys me. I have to talk about the triggers and the annoyances and shit because I feel like I'll get my intelligence is like played with, and I'm like, I know something's going on. Like, what's up? That was the thing too. Just being in Mexico and seeing how far I could make my money stretch, and like I just want to be where I am appreciated and celebrated. There we go. All right, moving right along. And of course, birthday. I'm up past midnight. It's her birthday, so of course I send her a classic Uncle Luke. It's your birthday. Best birthday song ever, and I sing her happy birthday and just the two hearts likes whatever, and then I hear nothing the whole day. Just the like no thank you, no nothing, no this, no nothing like that, nothing all day. And so of course, I'm like, all right, and of course I see the Instagram post. And then I go on my yoga page, and then there's at the top, see her face, and it's my 40th birthday. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, all right, I see where I stand in your life right now. I see, I see. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm done putting in work. Look, I'm done. Like I got this birthday gift here. I spent like $100 on some Sephora. This is about to be my birthday gift or my gift to myself. Um, And yeah, because this morning, heard nothing. Used to get a birth morning text, and I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, I thought that when you come back and a great and all that shit. Like, nope. So I'm all like, I could. I was like, I could block her on everything. Block the phone, block this, yada yada. But I was like, that's taking energy that I don't feel like um expending. And it's not like I was like, it's close, missed the sex. Sex was great. I'm like, I can get that elsewhere. I truly love this woman. But, you know, I look at it and I'm like, and I just say to myself, why are you stressing over this shit? Like, I was good thing I had the microdose because I was thinking about it, but I was like, I'm not going to let this stress me out. I'm not going to let it do because I would let it and I'd just be, oh my goodness, why don't she don't want me? And, oh my God, and just be depressed all fucking day. And as soon as they reach out, oh, I'm happy again. Like, nope, can't be doing that shit. That was a big problem in my life. And I'm just like, you know what? I am done making effort. And it's like, why? It's like, on the surface, this is like a relationship, like a situation. I'm like, why the fuck are you, like, she's in a relationship. She ain't leaving this nigga. Um, just back the fuck off, nigga. All right, this is why. This is where the therapist question comes in. Like, why are you even? Why are you still keeping the door open or a window open? Because, um, time invested. Um, the hearing the love that was there, having somebody like encouraging. But even like the little pep talk she would give, I'm like, well, shit, you still fucked up too. Not you got everybody got their shit. I'll say it like that. And instead of yeah, I want you to be happy and all this shit like that and recognize how dope you are. I'm like, all right, so I'm dope, and you love me, but not enough to. Well, and I was even down to explore. I drew it. I was making some dope art. And I was like, I was down to explore a situation where it's all like, all right, you don't have to leave this nigga, but what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? And I was like, you know what? I'm I'm done putting energy towards it. I feel myself mentally checking out. And I think it's a little bit more difficult because we have these matching tattoos and I have to look at it as a reminder. But hey, I mean, shit, 4 years we weren't like talking like that anyways. And it's like I got through it, all right. And I think also too, like I was, she showed me intimate parts of her life, like her parents, not yeah, her sister graduation, her grandparents' funeral, and I get it, I get it, I get it. It's a lot with that. She even, let me know, hey, I'm feeling off, and I'm like, all right, but it's like, all right, clearly I'm not like we still talk because I care. All right, so there's that. Let me see what else. I need to move on from that. I have invested a lot of time. But hey, that's what therapy is for. You talk things out, you get it out. You gotta ask yourself the hard questions. Let me see. Let me ask myself another therapist questions. All right, so what are you going to do if she reaches out? At first, I was all right. At first, I was going to answer. I don't know. Um, nah, I gotta be vulnerable. I've just gotta speak from my heart. because I can't do that fake shit. I can't do that surface shit. I mean, I can play the game, but I don't want to. I don't want to. No, no. There's shit under the surface, and just coming out of that experience, like, you gotta deal with your shit. Let me see. What else do I need to cover? Because I don't want these to be super long. Um, I just got to stay busy right now with just got to, take I just got to have a better mindset when I go into the car and just know it's temporary and keep positive and just keep going and something's going to break through and stay connected with heroic hearts and just be consistently put out my art. Ask more questions. I do have a talk on the 28th, the Chit Chat Club. And then like with my mom, like that was another issue that came up. So once again, just being more vulnerable and at the end of the day, just come from the heart with all these situations. That's the answer. Love is the answer. Um, I want a new guitar, electric acoustic with nylon. The Yamaha found it. Um, and just keep, going. And I'll close out with the best advice that I got from my grandpa Eddie was take care of yourself and everything else will fall into place. Oh shit. Almost forgot. I do need to cover this. With my kids, I found out that my aunt has been taking my son to work, which is cool, but at the same time, I do feel like they be taking their mom's side, and nobody be like has grace for me, and I just want to be heard. That's when it will come down to it. I would like a relationship with my kids, and it's annoying to hear from women when they're like, keep trying, keep trying, keep. And I'm like, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done this, and it's just rejection after rejection after like, and it's like, how do you think I feel? Would you like to listen to how I feel? No, it does not feel good to have these kids in the world, and I have love for them. They look just like me, and it's like I know I've done all these things in my past, and I take full on accountability for physically, emotionally, and verbally abusing their mother. And I'm having to deal with all that comes with it. But at the same time, there was physical, like, even though we was fighting, there was still like the physical abuse of it. My face, showing up to work, scratch the fuck up. Verbal, like just jabs, jabs, jabs. And then also her having two babies with two different niggas and having my insurance pay for it. A lot of psychological abuse. I think I came up with that term. Well, the emotional abuse. I came up with the situation with old girl where it's all like, "Oh, you gonna talk to me, talk to me, talk to me?" It did stop. Like, and I like, I'm like, what the fuck? Just back and forth, all this shit. Like, that's. I try not to do that. I try not to do that with people. It's like, all right. Um, but yeah, I have tried sent text messages. Sent, yeah, I think this last Hail Mary ditch effort is I will write a letter to my son and I will send it to him in the mail and I will send it to my grandpa's house because I know that's where my aunt is staying. And then I'll be like, look, I tried. I wrote a letter. If you don't get it, I'm like, hey, your aunt's got it. Yeah, I made effort, and that's all you can do. That felt better. All right. This has been Dark Therapy. If you would like to get some therapy or just need somebody to listen to or talk or anything, and you want to be on the show, I got a master's in social work. I failed that licensure test by 4 points because I only studied for a week and a half. I ain't take it that serious. And they make you work too fucking hard in social work. I thought I was gonna be a clinical therapist, but that's too much damn work. I did provide therapy at the VA, so I know the basics of that shit. But I just like having talks, just hearing people's stories. So hit me up on the website or whatever. Be great, be great, be great, and remember, choose your heart, but also protect your heart.